Good. Okay. All right. Security is kind of a big deal to us. We don't want a lot of people like hacking or anything like that. I mean, pretty real secure about stuff. We don't like a lot of people doing anything. We changed quite a few things on here. Like you said earlier, the number of characters for each password, 6 to 10 for each Europe and USA. That makes it so there's a bigger range for like somebody wanting to hack. That's a bigger range that they have to guess within 6 to 10, because I was trying to do like calculations on the computer, like how many times between 6 and 10. It's like 33,000 times bigger. It's crazy. Passwords for each person. Each person has to remember 3 different passwords. That will always stay the same. They will always have to remember 3 different passwords. The passwords may change. And the password to change is 20 to 7 days, not before 7 days, and it's got to be between 20 and 7. So, I mean, you can change it on the 15th day. You can change it on the 8th day. It doesn't matter, but it has to be before that 20th day goes. Oops, wrong way. The way I did it, I found out that this is probably the most secure way that I've ever seen. An example is my son Aiden is 3 years old. He turned that sentence into a password, so it's MSAITY0, and then to add complexity to it, they capitalize the M and the A, and instead of 3, they put the 3. So, and then and the way we do it, you have to have capital and lowercase, and you have to have signs and symbols, and you have to have numbers. So the way it comes out to be is M$8NI3Y and the number 0. That's like for each password that we go through. Account lockout. Pretty stickler on this. If you don't get it within 4 attempts, then you're going to have an administrator come and log you back in. That way we don't have to worry about somebody, like I said earlier, somebody hacking in, pushing it to the 3, and then putting in the real password. We are able to watch what they can do, their successes and their failures of each login. This is applied to all computers, and the log information is removed manually, so that means that it will not have like an expiration date on it. It will only be removed by us. The desktop settings. I figured he was being pretty mean when he said they can't change the themes and appearances, so I let them change that. But all backgrounds are going to be AFP. The department managers and IT managers are the only ones that can change all the desktop settings, which they have nothing to do anyway, so they're going to do that. Legal messages that is going to be unauthorized personnel will be terminated, and I mean terminated, like bang bang. Legal documentation will be underneath that, like the terms of use. It says you're binding to a contract every time you log in. So it means like you can't use any of the information that you see when you're logging into AFP's domain. That you can't use it anywhere else. Can't tell anybody about it. Tell your buddies, whatever. We use roaming profiles in both of them. The USA is going to log into any domain, but the Europeans don't really trust them. Little weird. So we're only going to let them log on to the European domains. There's going to be different machines for anybody that's from a different domain. We're only going to let them log on to this one over here and only log on locally because we don't trust them. It's all trust. The ability to being able to log on locally, that's really important with the IT managers, so we implemented that. The email server, that's one of those big things. That was one of those things that we were stumbling through, and we're like, oh, we might want to put that in. People might want to get their emails from Facebook and whatnot, saying, hey, you have a message, and Jimmy thinks you're cute. So each computer, each domain has one email server. So, I mean, it's just dedicated just to email. That way it doesn't mess with anything else. We have a backup server on the DHCP server, because DHCP really isn't doing much unless it goes down, then we got more problems. We used encrypted password files in Active Directory. That's really important for the whole security issue. AFP will not only use the default mail. We will not use the default mail directory. We'll use the mail route. It's just better, and it helps. I mean, it has to do with the whole getting along with encrypted password files in Active Directory. I think that's it. Yeah, users and go for it.
Hello again. I'm actually going to go over how we added stuff into Active Directory for users and groups, and also go through a little bit about permissions. One thing I was able to do, we were able to actually make a video of it. I'll play that here in just a second. There's 3 basic type of commands you can use, basically for command line to make a batch script or file since you have a large number of users. One of them is the dsadd commands, or else you can use ldiff or csvde commands. The one I found most flexible for the one I wanted to use would be dsadd. You can use it within CSVs and import that to a batch file, or you can edit it with Notepad, either way. I used all the dsadd commands to make the OUs. Then the way we structured it is would work a little bit on the AGDLP method. I'd create the OUs, put the users, groups, computers, any resources inside of the correct OUs that we wanted it to for accounting or sales. dsadd seemed to work a lot better because you could actually add the users to the groups. With the other ones, you'd have to either do some or other. CSVD, for instance, was able to import passwords. So dsadd just seemed to work perfectly the way I wanted it. When I got one up, it only take me about 10 minutes to edit the users or whatever else, because you can batch rename things. Then I could import that over to another server. So about an hour's work, and I had all of our users up and running. You could do it in US or Europe, either way. This shows you a little bit of our layout. Using the AGDLP method for assigning out permissions or shares, we would easily be able, if we just wanted to target one place for either accounting, either the computers or the users, or just the administrators for that instance, you would easily be able to add a group with the users in it and then share that resource out. That way you could get a whole, that way it'd be the most effective. Let's say if, for instance, if someone quit, you could just easily lock out that user or just remove them from that group without actually changing any of your structure. Other than that, that was about it for using your scripts for that.